Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 6 of the Land of Good and Evil Season 1. So, we took what we could, and there is now an adventurous parlor down here. I've taken all those people that came for Justice Paint in search of opportunities to eradicate monsters. So far, we haven't eradicated a single monster, but that doesn't matter too much. I also checked out what's going on with these enchantresses. I was like, let's give them a look-see, and I was not really pleased of what I saw there. When we check out the values, values are shared things in a community, in a society. And she dreams of bathing the world in chaos. And there's another thing here. I can't remember. It's basically these enchantress people. They don't necessarily go too well with our society, but whatever. So the Tearcell Peregrine has been taken down by the giant croc. Let's see how the giant croc will fare. I mean, I'm not too afraid of the giant croc because at the end of the day, it'll end in the cage just like any other critter will. The biggest issue of this fortress currently is very simply put the lack of personnel. We just don't have enough people here ready to work for us. That's the biggest problem of this place. We got only 18 people on paper, but as a matter of fact, 14 of these are dwarves, and the rest of them are just hired guns, let's call them like that. And all in all, well, there is not that much more we can do currently. I have still that, that failed aquifer project here, but I figured that we'd be better off in trying that in a smaller scale. A wizard dancer. The wizards, on the other hand, seem to be a way better fit for my society. They like hard work, they like traditions and all those things, wizards. Well, I think traditions were wrong about, but generally they were not that inclined towards chaos. So for today, we're going to go and do our best to move forward with things. I really hope that today we're going to get ourselves into new people for the first time, basically, because currently our situation is not that good when it comes down to other dwarves. We are very short on that in that topic. Unintended pun. So there's lots of gemstone down here in the caverns. That was one of the things that I was looking forward to when we got ourselves down there. But at the same time, well, it's the winter of the second year now, so we should be, if we are lucky, we're going to see immigrants this year. If we're unlucky, it's going to take another year. So the giant cave croc is fighting. So looks like the giant cave croc has been smashed by the rocks here. Mangled beyond recognition. So yeah, that's what I got those traps for, right? So it's only a question of monster hunters, I wanted to say, but turns out those rock traps are enough to take down a giant croc. I'm relieved. He didn't even take like 50% of the traps, or 50% tops. Let's just hope that somebody will come and haul that beast away, otherwise we'll have that miasma going on down there. But a giant cave croc would have been, in all honesty, a huge problem for us. If that thing would have been able to get through into the fortress, this would have been a really, really big bummer for us. So, quite happy about that. So, the city doesn't need any further expansions here either. The thing is, we have what we require and way more than that. I counted through my through my apartments that I prepared, and I was way beyond 30. I mean, sure, I know how these things work out. When we get those new immigrants, then they're going to come in dozens, you know. It's always like that. But at the same time, I am not that eager to pull up, you know. Maybe we pull up another wing, one more wing, but beyond that, I don't want to go any deeper into that topic because, you know, we got time. So, speaking about time, I'm going to go on with the recording when something fancy happens in between, because currently, you know, it's just the same old apartment building game that we're playing here. Afterwards, there's be some flooring, you know the drill. Let's see what'll happen in between. It's going to be interesting. Well, that didn't last 10 seconds. We got an attack by a bullhound here. He was attacking one of my people out here, and he totally got himself handled by those rock traps. But I realized that I don't have a hospital yet, so by all these things I was thinking like, yeah, maybe we should work on that. Maybe that's something we could work on. So, yeah, we're going to build a hospital when once all that city planning is done. But, you know, it's not that much of a big deal. It might be even that this guy doesn't even need the hospital, but anyways, we're going to do that either way. So, hospitals for me, we're going to stack up something like that. And that hospital is then expandable. This design has a small med base where we're going to have the wounded. You know, just the usual. Oh, this ain't good. So this is just as bad as it can get. Oh no. Well, all right. So I don't know what I meant to say, but I only know that those bullhounds here in the cave, they turn slowly into a problem. The biggest issue is we don't have any real military ready to take care of these things. I cannot order anybody in there. So currently, let's lock that thing for a moment. So we're stopping those silly things here for the time being. Okay, so hospital, real quick setup. Let's see. Yeah, it'll take a moment until these are carved out, I guess. So, well, let's leave that thing for now closed, I'd say. Or do we? Well, I'm going to continue once I have all the preparations for the hospital, and then quick setup. Nothing special, but at least something we can go for in the time while we're waiting for those people, right? I know one thing for sure. Those rock traps are really deadly. So we had another run-in by a troll. Not really what I meant to talk about, but you know, another troll decided to kill himself on those rock traps. I appreciate. Now, what I was actually talking about was the hospital's done. So this is going to be our hospital. Pretty large one, I know, but we need. So real quick setup. We have a chief medical dwarf. Let's put the stonecutter to that job. I don't care for real. And we're going to set up a big smootherino here. It's going to bind all the workers now for the time being. I know that well. But you know, at the end of the day, what can we do? We need to work on that anyways, hey? And we need to pass the time somehow. But that's one of the biggest issues. By the way, I have locked now the entrance door here. Because, well, alright, the traps are loaded again. I decided that I'm going to lock that door until at least the traps are loaded again. This way I can make sure that we have some sort of control, you know. Alright, so let's place down. We need a bed. Oh, well, let's make that 2 beds. And a traction bench. I made some behind the scenes. Traction benches require mechanisms, ropes, tables. Luckily, we have made some chains because those are also ropes and chains are the same for the sake of the game. Luckily, we made some in the last episode out of iron. I also decided to smelt down some of the iron that I mined so far, but I don't dare to go for deeper mining ops currently. We just don't have the workforce. I mean, we're not even able to move away the bodies of the trolls and the stuff out there. So, all in all, the situation is not necessarily good or anything, you know. Okay, so we got one chest, we got one bed, we need more tables, right. So I'm going to have some rooms that have tables and some rooms that have traction benches. Traction benches are necessary for fractured bones that need a longer period of rest. Either way, we need to assign some doctors. The only thing I don't have now is soap. That's something we gotta work on, but not necessarily now. I think this can wait. For now, I just set up a couple of people there to make sure that... Wait a sec, that Zaxul person is probably not the best dude for the job. Because if I remember correctly, that's my legendary dude. So, let's... Maybe it's that Eden person, but whatever. Maybe I'm wrong about that. We'll see. We'll see. Ah, he has to work here too. Whatever. So, the bone doctor is injured. This is bad. Okay, we got to get somebody else in that job. It's a real pain when your total count of people in the fortress is that low, you know. Here we go. Poor guy. Finally managed to wash himself. Oh yeah, and we need orderlies. That's also very, very important. So, if you ask me, it's been way too early for this fortress to have a hospital and all the things, but at the end of the day, it's better than not having a hospital, right? I just hope that we can get through this without anybody dying here. That would have been really, really sad. So, turns out the caverns are everything but safe, but, well, not exactly breaking news. The whole Dark Ages mod's intention is to make the caverns more dangerous, and therefore, well, we got exactly what we ordered, basically. The only thing that bothers me a tad bit is the fact that my glamorous monster hunters haven't taken a single blow on these monsters so far. They just let my dwarves tank the blows. That's not exactly how I imagined this to go, hey? Whatever. Let's just hope things will come together here. So, stuff is being put in the claystone coffer. Also, by the way, let's make sure we always have enough buckets there. Buckets are extremely important. Because the problem lies in the fact that a wounded dwarf cannot drink any booze anymore. They only drink water. So if you don't have access to water, you already have a problem. But even if you have access to water and no access to buckets, you know, you need to carry that water somehow. Alrighty, so let's put some flooring beneath. And I just hope that we don't have to endure another year before the next wave of immigrants is hitting town. But I'm somewhat not too optimistic. I don't know why, but I got that slight feeling that it's gonna be a wait. There we go, iron bars. Meanwhile, the haulers don't get anything done. That's partially because of the extremely convoluted list of work orders. Because work orders are pretty important for whatever reason. They get a pretty high priority from the game. And therefore, you know, you will see your workers get their stuff finished more often, while hauling jobs and the like are often left alone. So, now the giant croc decided to come to die here. Alright. Let's wait until it killed itself completely. It ain't dead yet, it's just unconscious, knocked over by the stones. It'll rise up and try its luck again. Don't you worry. But that thing is completely smashed. So, good God, this is freaking sassy what they're doing there. But on the other hand, it's working out, as you see there. The cave croc was almost dead already, so it is a little bit unsettling though how many of these are skittering around these caves. Yellow diamond. Oh boy. Jeez, that's nice. That's a pretty good one. So let's get back. Let's open up back those caverns. You know, we have people down here that are officially supposed to take care of these problems, but unofficially, they're not doing much. Hey, there's a Gorlak. These guys are at least harmless and friendly. Alrighty, so that's that. Oh, wow. This is one of those super valuable pocket thingies. But before I have any military rolling, or before any of these guys are really in better shape, I'm not down, you know? There's a freaking hellhound. Oh dear, let's see. It's that thing. Jeez, is that thing fast. Oh boy. If that guy wants to hit town, well, I'm just happy that I got that many traps in between him and there, you know? It's the only relief I got, because that thing looks vicious. Alrighty, so, we got these things set up. I really hope that the upcoming seasons will have what we need. You have basically every season one attempt, let's call it like that, to get yourself some migrants into town. If that's not going to happen, well, we have to wait until the year 103. I have a vague feeling that it might be necessary to wait that long. That would be a shame. We're just not getting much done here in that time. What is that? Is that a file readout, or are they just doing weird things? Well, I think both. Alrighty, so these apartments here are not really getting done, but I forgive those poor little sods. I have way too many things to do at once. Way too many things. Alright, but at least they're refilling those rock traps in a very fast time every time. You know, whenever these rock traps are no longer loaded, these guys are really fast at reloading them. So, yeah. Let's fast forward a bit until something exciting happens, shall we? I think I've finally catched a moment. Look at this. A hellhound ran into our traps, and one of our armed forces is getting back into town. I'm really hoping that. I thought we'd see some fighting. These guys are really not attacking that thing. There's also an Enchantress Mace Man visiting us. I'm going to pick up that person as well. I figured that if we don't get any fresh immigrants into town, we're going to take those new people that come up here. But yeah, the dog is unconscious, and that's why my military dudes are just ignoring him. Fun. That's pretty dope. I didn't expect that to be so silly, honestly. But, you know, it is as it is. So, the unconscious hellhound is not taking any actions against our people, while our folks are reloading the traps left and right around him. I find that slightly unsettling. So, There's more hellhounds swarming into our premises, and that's the point where we need to shut down that thing. I'm also not sure if our sacred monk lady will survive that. I really hope she's going to get back home. That trap reloading is really, really busting them. But, it's not as if I can't really, turn it off either, you know? This is a weird situation to be in, to say the least. To make matters worse, it's just that our military, or monster hunters, are just slacking off, you know? They're not doing anything. They're walking past these critters and ignore them. Those goofballs. Seriously. It's not what I expected them to do. Oh! A dead hellhound is dropping ash. Now that's the first fun thing that we see there. Okay, but all in all, I'd say it's time to forbid the door yet again. I'm not happy, alright? I'm everything but happy. I said I forbode that door. Did that guy just open the door by himself? This is alarming. Not only does that mean they're ignoring the threats that are attacking the fortress, even to make matters even worse, they are also opening the doors without permission first. That can turn into a real problem. So all in all, those monster hunters are letting me down to no end. They're basically only good to explore the place, but luckily we got ourselves the backup that we were waiting for. All right, just like I hoped, we are now seeing the immigration, and as you see here, the population counter is steadily rising. From that point on, we should receive enough people to get ourselves into a position where we can't get through this. So there's another tier cell peregrine that we caught there. Well, alright. So, yeah. Looks like nobody died during that incident. That's also very, very relieving. You know, we're going to set up a barracks here, I'd say. I'm okay with that. And that's the point where we do need more metal. I was basically only procrastinating that whole topic because I knew that with the current workforce, there would be not much hope for me to acquire sufficient amounts of that stuff, you know. That limonite needs to be hauled and processed and all these things. Alright, the Iron Dwarf got enraged. Good thing for you, buddy. I guess. So let's do some training. Or is there even something to train? No. No, there's not. Okay, then. I'm so relieved to see that the population counting has been resolved. So no more doubts whether or not this society has enough people for my civ. So, alright, the Iron War Dwarf was enraged. Then he wasn't enraged anymore. That's good when we know that, you know? It's a very important talker, so. So, the Sunny Cold wants a high priest temple complex? Jeez, I somewhat expected that, alright? It didn't come as the big surprise here, but, that does mean we need to expand here big time. So let's make that thing happen like this. Probably that's going to be a thing. And oh God, why are people so heavily injured here? Jeez, that's not good. That's not good. A hack shaman groom. What in the name of? Jeez, what is that? This ain't a hulking yet swift humanoid hack shaman. It's covered in sea green katine and sea green hair. can cast many spells and hexes. Alright, so is that already the doom of our fortress? Is that how how it's going to end? That thing is posing quite the threat, isn't it? So, let's see. There's been a charge. Slash. So, is that thing now dead or not? Oh, well. It's flagged as healthy. I don't like this thing at all. It ain't attacking my people directly, though. Alright. Oof. So, a Hellhound is fighting. Oh, I see. I see. So, we gotta close this shop until further notice, my friends. This doesn't work out as intended currently. It just doesn't. We're constantly under pressure here. And, yeah, you see what's happening there. Okay, somehow we Dark Gnome Shaman. Alright. So, looks like this creature that has been attacking us has left the place. Let's put it like that. But at the same time, I am concerned, you know. This is scary, my friends. This is scary. Especially due to the fact that we ain't got no military yet. But that's something we are going to change rather sooner than later. I mean, if I check out my stockpiles, I am currently already rocking a few pieces of iron bar. So we can actually work something out. My first plan is going to be a very, very simple one. I just want to have one squad of ironclad dwarves. Nothing too spectacular. But also not too small, because, you know, we can't go for too small here. So, let's see. How's the situation here in the hospital? Well, unconscious, seriously injured, unconscious. There's nobody dehydrated or anything like that. I always look for dehydration first, you know? Because that is an indicator that people are actually not receiving their water rations. That can go quite deadly quite quickly. Okay, so I'd say the expansion of that fortress is a full success. We finally got ourselves the extra people that this place required. And, yeah, looking forward to what this means. I'm not so happy about the fact that these guys here want their next thing, a hag shaman invasion now. Alright. Let's see if those monster hunters are finally good for something. But, looks like these creatures are actually running away. Yeah. So, well, I got 0 experience with those critters. 0. I cannot work with the knowledge I got from past occasions, because, you know, it's just not the same. So I love it. I simply love it, you know. Alright, so I don't know. What's happened to all the mining jobs? Why did they all get cancelled? Let's see. Stoneworker, blacksmith, woodworker. Chief Medical Dwarf. Isn't my Chief Medical Dwarf also a doctor here? That's not good. Let's, luckily I got more people here. So technically I personally love to have a second person on every job here, because this makes it sure that if ever the doctor himself gets banged up, there's always a replacement dwarf available. Okay, my good friends, I'd say that's a good spot to leave it for today. I am, frankly said, scared about what all these things mean down here. There's so much trouble out down there. And, yeah. we got to be careful with what we got there. We really, really got to be careful with that. But until then, I hope you enjoyed the show. It's going to be the end for today. And next time, we're going to make sure that this place gets a dandy temple that it wants. And beyond that, well, until I have formed up a little bit of a military strike force, I am a little bit unwilling to go for anything deeper than what we went for yet. After seeing that those monster hunters are doing nothing directly against the critters, they only come as indirect forces, sometimes doing something, most of the time not. So yeah, you get the idea. Anyways, so leave me your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. I always love to hear from you folks, as you all know. And as usual, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a subscription. I appreciate all of these things, and I'll see that we're going to have some good fun next time. So check out the description box down there. There are some links leading to the rest of this saga, and also to support links. Thanks to all the supporters. Here's Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee as ways and means, and we got our first artifact. So I'd say it's a good start for the next episode. Thanks for watching, you all, and see you all next time.